That we've talked about a lot on this show here, how America's biggest divide right now might not be so much red and blue, but more so young and old. Now, the research I'm talking about comes from Bruce Mehlman. Bruce is a Washington strategist and publisher of what is called the Six Chart Sunday Substack, which is a great read. And Bruce joins us now. Bruce, good to see you again. And, you know, I said we've talked about this kind of trend or phenomenon on the show a bunch of times. Usually we talk about the war, right, where, you know, the young people have, even if they're both, you know, you take two liberals, one's young, one's old, a lot of times you get a different view on this war in Gaza.
Well, look, you're right. There is a generational divide. I don't know that I would say it's simply the red versus blue, Biden versus Trump, as much in a lot of ways as an optimism about the world and about the country. You know, and I like to think that younger voters are more optimistic, yet younger voters are half as likely to say that patriotism is an important value. They're half as likely to say that America is the best place that they'd want to live. They're much more concerned about capitalism and see more promise in socialism,
right,
than older generations.
But they're much more likely, as this show's here, to be with the Palestinians, right? The younger people are.
You know, yes, as compared to older generations, the allegiances when evaluating Israel and what's happening with Gaza and Hamas lean more Palestinian. Yeah. Some of that is in their they don't have the same lived experience as you and I or others may, where you've seen a lot more of history and you understand how embattled Israel has been throughout so much of the nation's existence.
Let me go to that second point that you made a moment ago on the economy, on capitalism and how people view, which is, you know, our system of doing business in this country. We could show this on the screen as well from the generational divides. And you were saying this, capitalism versus socialism. See that by age. It's striking.
It is striking. First, I would note this is Public Opinion Strategies, Bill McInturf research. For media clients. Okay. I merely highlighted it, didn't want to take credit for it. But to me, it demonstrates a few things. First, if you've lived long enough, you understand that capitalism works better than socialism, but it doesn't work perfectly. And if you're 18 to 29, you can't afford a home right now. Mortgage rates are high, and there is insufficient supply of homes. You're looking at $34 trillion of national debt racked up by your parents and your grandparents, for which you are on the hook. You're sitting on huge trillions of dollars of student loans for a college degree you were told you needed, but isn't the pathway to the promised land. I think it explains a little bit why they don't embrace being a part of political parties. They're less likely to be part of church, and they are more mistrustful of so many of the institutions that you and I grew up believing in.
It brings up the question of how, and this is where we started the segment, this will impact the election, right? We have other numbers, these are from Gallup, on party ID by age, and a lot of this is almost like a cliche. So people used to say, if you're going to be liberal, you know, you do it early in your life, you get more conservative as you get older. But, you know, you look at Generation Z, and then the silent generation, the older people at the top in terms of their divide. And again, political independents are going to be the ones that decided, I suppose. A lot of young people are now saying, yeah, we're independent.
Look, I think if you're a rational 18 to 29-year-old, you don't say, man, I love the Republicans and the Democrats bringing me two octogenarian choices. You say there's got to be more competition in the political system. There's got to be a third way. I find it predictable, but it's also consistent with the sense that they're not necessarily buying into the same patriotism that older generations buy into. Right. They feel like they're left out, so they're looking for alternatives.
And Biden, as he tries to, you know, win the young vote as Democratic presidents and people running on the Democratic line have for years, how... You know, when you look at these numbers, do you have any interpretation about how he might do this? I'll just stick up a Washington Post op-ed for a moment, which I thought was kind of interesting because it talked about how young voters aren't as liberal as you might think. Here's the quote: Democrats might consider the possibility that keeping younger voters on their side has less to do with the pet issues of activist groups that purport to speak in these voters' name and more to do with the issues that loom large in these voters' everyday lives: inflation and health care, you know, housing, just like the rest of us.
Look, the author of that, Rui Teixeira, is a longtime Democratic analyst. He's brilliant. And his observation is that the Democratic Party is losing voters of color and younger voters because they've gotten too focused on things that are in the faculty lounge and not enough on the things that matter in people's lives. Like his quote said, the recent Harvard poll that looks at younger voters that came out 2 weeks ago, here's what younger voters care about. Number one, inflation. Number two, health care. Housing, gun violence, jobs, protecting democracy. The bottom two, Israel, Gaza, student debt.
Right.
So just like Twitter is not reality, the students you see on TV are not reality, and the students at the Ivy Leagues are nothing close to reality.
No. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.